All right, guys, time for Pass Rush Friday. And this one is going to be kind of all over the place because we already know that PFF thinks we had a legendary day rushing the passer. I think they gave us credit for like 36 QB pressures in that game. But we know that PFF does things their own way and PFR does things very differently. I use PFR, so I get different results. And these results, I'm just going to go ahead and say it right now, even though you guys probably already know, clash pretty dramatically with what PFF said. In fact, if you look at the PFR data, I think that you might even conclude that the pass rush was not particularly good for the Seahawks. So I think it's important to put all different sides of the argument together. But I think what you can kind of take away from that, big picture wise, is that the pressure was good at disrupting Andy Dalton and getting him a little uncomfortable, but it wasn't really good at actually doing real damage. We couldn't finish the job. And to that point, Andy Dalton was able to move around in the pocket a lot and still get off a good throw despite being technically disrupted. So the disruption was there, but it wasn't something that ruined the play that often. We need more play ruiners. It's nice to get a quarterback off his spot like Andy Dalton got off his spot many times. You need to go one step beyond if we're going to really get to where we want to get to. So let's take a look at what PFR had to say. Defensive line wise, Draymond Jones, no pressures. Jaron Reed got 3 pressures, so obviously you see the discrepancy, but that's still an awesome game for Jaron Reed, and he's killing it right now. He's playing awesome. Right away, we see a almost hysterical discrepancy. Mario Edwards, who got credited with 9 QB pressures from PFF, gets 0, the goose egg, from PFR. So that tells you that while Mario Edwards was probably being disruptive, he wasn't actually closing the deal and being a true play wrecker. So I think that's reasonable. I think that there's a little bit of nuance there that is worth being part of this evaluation. So you want to say that Mario Edwards is doing well for a vet min guy that we brought in near the end of the offseason? Sure. But this is where you look at Mario Edwards and go, we need to try to do better than this in future seasons. Mario Edwards is a pretty decent player. He's good enough. He gets the job done, but he leaves you wanting when it comes to actually making the play. Mike Morris is injured. He didn't play. Cam Young, however, did play, and he actually got credited with a QB pressure in this game. And if you know anything about Cam Young, that's not really his game, so good for him. Good for Cam Young. I mean, wow. That might be the only one he gets the whole year, but shout out to him. I actually think he's playing pretty good right now. I'm actually impressed. So, good work for the guy who missed a lot of training camp and preseason stuff, by the way. Miles Adams also got a QB pressure in this game, according to PFR. So, I want to see more Miles Adams, man. I want to see him get non-trivial snaps. I think this guy has a little something. I like him, and I haven't seen enough to believe that he's just bad now. I haven't seen that. So I want to see more action from Miles Adams ASAP. Brian Monet still not playing, so that's 5 QB pressures from the defensive line. Pretty good, pretty workable. Draymond not getting involved is certainly frustrating. I think people are starting to lose their patience with him, but big picture wise, from this defensive line, getting 5 PFR pressures is good. Okay, linebackers. Wagner didn't get anything. Devin Bush didn't get anything, but Jordan Brooks got 1. And he's showing that he can be a bit of a problem on the blitz here. So I would love to see more Jordan Brooks on the blitz going forward. It seems like something that he does. I know he's doing better in coverage this year, but honestly, I feel like he might be a better blitzer than he is a cover guy. So I'd like to see more Jordan Brooks on the blitz. It seems like good things are happening right now. I know that there are a lot of blitz plays where he gets swallowed up, but I feel like as time has gone on from previous seasons, it's starting to be more and more effective. So I want to see more of that if at all possible. And of course, Drake Thomas doesn't play on defense. So we got 1 pressure from the linebackers. Edge rushers was a pretty decent showing. We had Uchenna Nwosu with 1 pressure. I know it's been a little bit of a slow start for Nwosu, but I'm not terribly worried about it. I still think he's out there doing good work. He's doing great against the run, by the way. He is phenomenal against the run as far as edge players go. I know that's not what he's paid big bucks to do, but it is a valid point. Boye Mafe wrecks everybody's world with 3 QB pressures, has the best day of any edge rusher so far this season for the Seahawks, and even by PFR's brutal formula, he's doing good. So welcome to 2023, Boye Mafe. Love to see the progression there. Nothing from Taylor. He only played like 9 plays and then had to tap out with the injury. So his streak of getting a pressure in the first 2 games ends at game number 3. Derek Hall did not get a pressure. Kind of disappointing because he did play a decent amount. He did knock down a pass, though. So it's not like he's playing bad. And Tyreek Smith is on the PS. So that's 4 QB pressures from the edge rushers. And if you do the math, we're already at 10. Now, should we do better than 10 because Andy Dalton dropped back to pass like 62, 63 times? Yeah, probably. Did we do better than 10? Well, let's try to figure that out. Cornerbacks? Nothing. Nothing from any of the cornerbacks. I didn't see any real cornerback blitzes in this game, honestly. And it seems like Kobe Bryant's the guy we like to do them most of the time, and Kobe wasn't in this game. Trey Brown was barely in this game. He's the other guy who's had success on a cornerback blitz this year. So we didn't really have the guys that we like doing that anyway. However, Julian Love, welcome to the board. You got a QB pressure on Sunday, according to PFR. So that is 1 pressure from the safety. That is the first pressure from a safety this season. And that gets you to your final total 11. So did the Seahawks get past 10 QB pressures? Yes. Did they get past it by enough for people to be satisfied? Probably not. This was an opportunity to get like 20, 22, 24 because the Panthers threw the ball so much. And while PFF says we did it, PFR says no. And again, I think that the real answer lies somewhere in the middle, where, yeah, being disruptive and annoying is good, but you're really trying to be destructive. You're actually trying to ruin the play. You're trying to completely ruin the quarterback's ability to make his read and make a good throw and throw from a good platform. And that's what was lacking. But it's a huge step in the right direction from the first couple games, for sure. So I would call this weekly pass rush a relative success. It's a there is some stuff to improve on. I do want to see some of these guys get going, like Uchenna Nwosu. I know he's capable of better than this. I want to see more from Draymond Jones. We know from Denver that he's capable of much better than this. And we're going to need to continue to find ways for this rotation at edge to be maximized. And that means all 4 guys play significant amounts. I feel like if we've had one issue so far this season, maybe we're playing Nwosu too much. I think that's what caught up to us last year. Nwosu played so much, he didn't have a ton of gas left in the tank by the end of the season. So if we could find a way to balance things out a little bit, and I know it depends on Darrell Taylor's health, then I would definitely be an advocate for that. All right, I'm going to get out of here. That is your Pass Rush Friday. Pretty good, stepping in the right direction, but it feels like there's more here. Now, we're getting Jamal Adams back. That's going to change things dramatically, but we're going to have to see how long that lasts, and we're going to have to see exactly what that actually means. We know it'll be different, but how different? See you guys later. Go Hawks.